It's the Bobby Moe Show presented by Dollar Energy Fund and First Commonwealth Bank. First Commonwealth Bank is here to help you build financial confidence through everyday moments of life by supporting businesses to helping families find a house they love to call home and saving for whatever tomorrow brings. Visit a First Commonwealth office or visit fcbanking.com, member FDIC. Dollar Energy Fund helping our neighbors in need maintain basic utility service since 1983. Visit dollarenergy.org or text DEF to 53555. I'm Chris Shovlin, the play-by-play voice for Robert Morris basketball and football. Kahliel Spear is our guest on the Bobby Moe Show at this time of the season, and frankly, the season is over. This young man's career, a prolific one here at Robert Morris University, is also in the record books. And, you know, Kahliel, when people ask me about your game and to describe the way you play basketball, I have to start by saying, well, which end of the floor? Because we're talking about one of the best dunkers in the history of Robert Morris University basketball, but also the best shot blocker in the history of Robert Morris ball. You made the all-defensive team in the Horizon League again this season. And, I'm just asking, I need to ask, what's your favorite part of the game?
My favorite part of the game, I would just say to bring energy, whether it be on offense or defense, like you said. Whenever I feel that my team needs an energy boost, I try and make those spectacular plays when I can, but, staying disciplined in doing so. So if I can get a couple of blocks that build some momentum for us defensively, that's what I'll do. But if I'm around the rim, I'm going to try and dunk it almost every time. It's just a habit that I've built, and it's carried over into games.
You have had some of the most thunderous dunks in the history of Robert Morris basketball. Now, I haven't been here the whole time since 1976, but I've seen enough since about 87 and on. And I mean, where did that part of your game come from? I mean, you can't really practice that on the playgrounds because those rims don't give.
There we go. I would say, honestly, you could ask my father too, just growing up, I always wanted to be able to dunk. I remember coming into high school, I wasn't able to dunk it first. Some of my friends were able to dunk before me. So I just continued to practice that. And then I remember, I think it was my freshman year in college, one of my teammates told me to be a better finisher, that I should just try and dunk everything at practice because I have long arms, big hands, and it's not too hard for me to dunk. So whenever I just started trying to dunk everything at practice, it became a little bit habitual. And then in the games, it's not really much thought behind it. It's just kind of second nature.
All right. I have to tell you, the contributions that you've made to the basketball program here at Robert Morris through your career. I mean, just this season alone, in 2022-2023, you led the team in scoring at 15.5 points a game, rebounding at 8.3 rebounds a game. You converted more than half of your shots, and a lot of that is attributable to dunks, no doubt about it. You were ranked 10th in the Horizon League in scoring, 4th in rebounding, 7th in field goal percentage, and you finished second in blocks in the Horizon League. And those block shots, again, we talk about the dunks. The blocks have been spectacular, too. I mean, sometimes those things have been swatted up into the stands.
Yeah, honestly, that's one thing that I have carried over from high school. One of my signature plays in high school that I like to do is like the LeBron-esque chase down block. You don't get as many opportunities in college because everybody's a really good athlete in college, but I love to try when I can. But, just being a rim presence is something that I love to be because it's a pride thing knowing that people aren't going to come into the paint and score on you. And when you're guarding the bigger guys in there, you're more susceptible to be able to get those blocks. So I think it's a lot of positioning and, having my teammates and coaches trust me. They know that I'm going to be there to help. They don't need to foul or anything like that. It gives me the opportunity to be set up for those type of blocks.
You use the term LeBron-esque. I got to see LeBron when he was in high school. Is there somebody in the NBA or somebody in major college that you patterned your game after?
LeBron James is by far my favorite player, has been my whole life. I wouldn't say that I patterned my game after him. I feel like we're different style-wise. I try and take bits and pieces of everybody. I like Brandon Ingram a lot, but then I like those defensive type guys like Dennis Rodman, the tough, wiry guys that help teams win regardless of if they're scoring or not. So, it depends on what you're talking about, but I would just say a good mix of players, old and current.
All right, Kahliel Spear is my guest. We're on the Bobby Moe Show, our podcast here this week. You're the only student athlete in Robert Morris program history to reach career totals of both 100 blocks and 100 dunks. That really says a lot for the years that you spent here.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. To be able to accomplish that in about 2.5 seasons just means a lot to me. looking back in hindsight now, I'm wishing that I could have had a little bit more time to add to that total. But that's a major accomplishment. And I just remember when we were coming down towards the end of this season this year, I was looking at some of those totals with my father, and I wasn't as aware that I was that close to being at 100 in each category. So, I was blessed enough to be in positions to break those records as we neared the end of the season, and I'm proud to say that, I was the first person to be able to do that.
Of course, you didn't start your career here. You started at Bucknell and you decided to transfer to Robert Morris. What brought you here?
I would just say the belief. Whenever I left Bucknell, I didn't have much footage because I didn't play much while I was there. So I knew that if there was a team, a Division I team that was going to stick their arm out for me and give me a scholarship, it meant that they saw something in me or they really believed in me. And I remember whenever I entered the transfer portal, Coach Izzolino, Coach Toole were frequently communicating with me, voicing how much they liked me and how they could see me fitting into the system as similar as past forwards have that had success here. So that sounded really good to me, and all I wanted was the opportunity, and they gave me that here, and I think that I made the most of it.
There have been 47 seasons of Robert Morris basketball. You became the 15th player in the history of the program to eclipse career totals of both 1,000 points and 500 rebounds. You put yourself in the record book.
Man, that's really humbling. For me, my journey that I've had, I didn't really expect these types of things. I always believed in myself, but at times it can get a little bit hard when things aren't going your way. But I think that's just a tribute to my resiliency, and I'm not going to ever stop. I'm not going to quit. And being able to set a record like that and have my name in the record books just feels good, knowing that I left my mark here and I have a bit of a legacy that I'm leaving at the school.
You're leaving your mark in the classroom, too. I've got to give you kudos for your work in the classroom. I know you're an All-American student as far as academics is concerned. And just talk about, your experience in the classroom here, what you've been studying, how you've gotten your master's here at Robert Morris,
okay.
and how you've spent your time there.
Yeah, so I decided my sophomore year of college, my last year at Bucknell, that I was going to be an economics major. Some of my friends' parents had some success in the realm of just econ and finance, and that's always been something that's interested me. So I started to pursue that. Whenever I transferred here, I continued to pursue that, but I added a minor in finance to my resume, so that helps a lot. And then also, I was working to get my master's in organizational leadership, and about a week and a half from now, I'll have that at graduation. And I would say that my discipline and focus in the classroom is a big testament to how I was brought up by my parents. Both my mom and my dad have always stressed the importance of school to me and my brothers and my sisters, because although we're all high-level athletes, you got to have a plan B. And even if you're not an athlete, it's a good thing to be intelligent and be able to carry yourself the right way. So I would just say that's a big testament to my parents. They built those habits, they established those habits in me at a young age, and they've just carried on through college.
I know you're winding down your college days here at Robert Morris University, and of course, in the background, you might be able to hear a little bit of noise. They're setting up for the Colonial Choice Awards tomorrow night, which will take place in this building. And when you reflect back on your time here, what are you going to take away from Robert Morris as these final days wind down?
I would say the community. When you leave any situation, especially one that's been this good to me, it's bittersweet. I'm looking on for big things in the future, but I'm going to miss the memories and the connections that I've made here with my teammates, with the fans, people like yourself, everybody in the community. It's been very rewarding for myself. And like I said, just how I came up, I couldn't have foreseen the situation that I'm in right now. And I'm just very blessed to be in that. And just the community, the way that they embraced me when I came in and continue to embrace me regardless of if we were winning or losing. It's been very supportive and enjoyable experience here.
Well, I know you had an enjoyable experience in your native Texas because you're from the Colony, Texas, which is just outside of Dallas, but you spent some time in Houston during the Final Four week, and I know that you were picked for the State Farm College Team Skills and 3x3 U Championships in Houston. Tell me what that experience was like and how thrilling that was to be chosen.
It was a lot of fun, honestly. I got in early that week, and I've been in Houston a lot growing up, even though I'm not from there, basketball tournaments, seeing family, different things of that nature. So it was good to be back, get some good weather as well. And it was a really fun experience. I would say that they did a great job, supporting us, showing us a good time, taking care of us. It was really well organized. They had an itinerary ready for us, so we didn't really have to worry about anything. They just kind of made sure we got through stuff. The first day I got there, we actually had practice for the 3v3 event. That's where they kind of broke down the rules for us. and introduced us to who was going to be on our team, which was good because you're meeting a lot of different faces. In past years, they had the 3v3 event where it was within your own conference is who you'd be your team. So it'd be me and other Horizon League players. But this year, they did it a bit different. I had a teammate from BYU, one from Toledo, and one from Liberty. So it was more like an all-star game type of feel, but that's what makes it fun. You're getting to meet new people, play basketball in a different setting that you've ever played before. And then on top of that, they had other challenges for us, like the Team Hot Shots Challenge, and they had the Skills Challenge. But that was only one member of our team, but it was still fun to be able to experience those things. And then as our events winded down, the people for the three-point contest and the dunk contest came in. So I got to see people like my friend Andrew Funk, who's my roommate at Bucknell. I got to see Antoine Davis. I got to see Dre Golston, Demoy Hodge, some of the people that have been in the Horizon League. And, just being able to reconnect with people at the end of our college career is really good, being able to share some of the memories that we've had.
That's pretty cool. That's a really cool experience. Something tells me that you're going to, you have that economics degree and the master's, it's all coming up, and something tells me you're going to put that on hold a little while, maybe play some more basketball. Is that the case?
That's the plan. I actually signed with the agent yesterday, last night, Jeffrey Potter Sports Group. He's really encouraging, and I'm really excited to get to work with him. I'm looking to hopefully see if I can get into some pre-draft workouts, but if not, I've heard that there's a market for me overseas, so I'm just going to continue to work, try and get better every day, and continue to do the things that have put me in this place, and then I know that God will handle the rest for me after that.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, I have to be honest with you, and I don't say this to too many players because, there are special players that come along. You're one of them, and there's no question about it. Watching your games, calling your games has been an absolute thrill for me and for Jimmy. I know that, we're happy for you and we're rooting for you in the years to come, but it's been a thrill calling your games.
Thank you.
I think you've made me a better radio announcer.
There we go. I appreciate that. We made each other better.
I hope so. I hope so. That's what the world's supposed to be all about. Well, Kahliel, with the numbers that you put up and obviously the credentials in the classroom, something tells me that someday, and I have no say in it, I've got a feeling that you're going to attend a Hall of Fame banquet here at Robert Morris one of these days.
That'd be awesome. I was actually telling my parents a couple weeks ago that if I were to be blessed enough to receive that honor, it would be one of the most humbling experiences of my life. Being put in any Hall of Fame is something to be proud of, especially one of a university like Robert Morris, where they've had athletes before me that have gone professional, had great careers, and like I said, it's just very humbling to even be in that consideration.
It's the only stop you have left, right?
There we go.
There you go. That's Kahliel Spear. I'm Chris Shovlin. Thank you so much for joining us. And Kahliel, best of luck in the near future. I know that you're going to be making some fans very happy wherever you end up playing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. That's Kahliel Spear. Of course, support Dollar Energy Fund today. Help your neighbors in need stay warm this winter. Each year, more than 13,000 households in Pennsylvania receive a grant from Dollar Energy Fund, enabling them to maintain or restore basic gas, water, wastewater, or utility service electric-wise. Find out how a small contribution can score big with those in need. Visit dollarenergyfund.org or text DEF to 53555.
Many families in our community are struggling to make ends meet and can't afford their monthly utility bills. They are at risk of a gas, water, or electric service shutoff, which could make it impossible to do even the most basic of household tasks. You can make a difference by making a donation to Dollar Energy Fund. Your contribution will be matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners, and 100% of all donations will be used to help local families maintain or restore utility services. Help your neighbors in need and donate today at dollarenergy.org.
At First Commonwealth Bank, we're excited to be your community bank, here to help you build greater financial confidence through the everyday moments of life by supporting local businesses that strengthen communities to helping families find a house they love to call home and saving for whatever tomorrow brings. Visit any of our community offices to start your journey to better, or visit fcbanking.com. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC.
It's senior day for the RMU men's lacrosse team as it continues to climb the A-Sun standings against Lindenwood this Saturday. Start time for the match is 1 p.m. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster, or get them at Joe Walton Stadium's ticket office on Saturday. For complete RMU lacrosse schedule and ticket information, check out rmucolonials.com. Robert Morris University Athletics was proud to partner with Dollar Energy Fund and First Commonwealth Bank for the Points for Power program again this season. For every point scored by the RMU men's and women's basketball teams, First Commonwealth Bank donated $1 to Dollar Energy Fund, and then the donation was matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners to help local families keep their homes warm this winter. This season, $8,040 was raised to help our neighbors in need. The 2023 Atlantic Sun Men's Lacrosse Championship is May 2nd through the 7th at RMU's Joe Walton Stadium. 6 teams will compete for the A-Sun's automatic bid to the NCAA Men's Lacrosse Tournament. Tickets are on sale now at rmucolonials.com. College basketball season may have just ended, but it's not too early to join the RMU Colonial men's and women's basketball teams for the 23-24 season at the UPMC Event Center here in Moon Township. Season tickets are on sale now at rmucolonials.com. RMU hockey is back at Clearview Arena. Don't miss any of the nonstop action as we welcome the RMU men's and women's hockey teams back to the Berg beginning October 7th. Don't get shut out. Reserve your season tickets now by calling the RMU ticket hotline at 412-397-4949.